And we have Ashley with Cassian.
Yes.
So what is it your company does again?
So we make collaboration software. So products like Jira, Confluence, Trello, Bitbucket. We serve a variety of different audiences.
Okay, what is it you do exactly within the company, your position?
I'm in marketing. I actually work for our software team's marketing. So do a lot of talking marketing, DevOps, for example, and I work across a number of different channels and asset types.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have something to do with content or something? I think I.
Yeah. So my title is content strategy lead, but I actually work across. I work across a number of different channels and asset types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it you exactly?
So we have three key markets. One is Agile and DevOps. So that's primarily focused on developers, software engineers. We have ITSM, which stands for Information Technology Service Management. So kind of a mouthful, but focuses on IT teams and operations. And then we have Work Management for All, which focuses on business teams, HR teams, legal teams, et cetera, but basically helping people collaborate and move work forward.
Okay. So what is it you? What was your title today?
My title was The New Rules of Social Media.
The New Rules of Social Media.
Yeah.
So could you share a little bit of that?
Sure. So the biggest thing is setting up this new social media spectrum. So on one side, you have people, particularly in the company space, doing a lot of communication, one-way broadcast, basically saying, I have something to say and I'm going to shout this message out. And then they want their followers to amplify that message. They want people to just retweet, like, share, make their message louder. In the middle, we have conversation. So it's starting to get into a two-way dialogue, but it's still company-led. And in that case, they want their followers to be advocates. So basically saying, hey, bring us into that conversation. Help us to share our message a bit more, but it's still about us. What I'm suggesting is that we need to move into the far end, which is community. And in that case, we want to. So community is more about being, creating space for people to make those connections, build trust, build rapport, build those long-term relationships. Yeah. And in those cases, we want our followers to be ambassadors. So going forth, being our representative, talking about topics that we care about, not just coming in and say, do you want our software? Hey, by the way, do you want our product? So really thinking about how to create that space and build that trust for people for that longer term exchange of value, not just focused on that short term sale.
So basically nurturing your audience, getting them more engaged and focused and trust versus trying to sell them something, like a hard sell.
Right. Well, and particularly on social media, like
especially LinkedIn. I don't know if you get all those invites nowadays.
Oh man, the pitch slapping of like, hello, Ashley, do you want to buy something? I'm like, no, I don't want to buy something. But if we think about it, part of the reason why I say it's not even about a sale, it's about an exchange of value, because that you're looking to hire someone. And so you want to be out there talking to job seekers. You want to be seen as a great place to work, or maybe it's strategic partnerships. And so how do you partner with other brands, or how do you partner with influencers in a way that makes sense? So going beyond what you consider to be valuable in the conversation phase, people get stuck. They think, well, I'm talking to a person, like I'm responding from the brand handle, therefore I'm doing the right thing. I'm not shouting my message. But usually in those cases, they still have a very specific short-term agenda that usually ends in a sale, realizing that actually there's a lot of ways to exchange value over a long period of time if you foster that trust and that rapport.
Yeah. Okay. So where is it you guys are located?
We actually have a number of offices around the world. So here in the Bay Area, we've got an office in San Francisco and an office in Mountain. But we were founded we have offices around the world.
Okay, Sydney, Australia. So is there anything specific that you want the audience to know?
I think the biggest thing is to be human. Whether you run the branded accounts, whether you're engaging as an employee on behalf of your employer, the goal is to be a human. So just tweets or resharing only the company content, that's not going to get you where you want to go. So be human. Bring your authentic self to social media.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably really hard, especially nowadays, to build a professional relationship. Automation can be used, but it can't, outbeat humanization.
Yeah, and automating is actually against the terms of service for a number of different outlets. So, particularly for that reason, because they don't want a bunch of bots just spamming the platform. So, definitely take the time to cultivate your own voice, cultivate your own use, and to share those in a way that resonates.
Now, earlier, I think you said, I think it was your LinkedIn page. You gained a bunch of followers. Did you mention that? I think you said.
Yeah. So the example that I gave was a time where, despite having significantly fewer followers than our company page, one of my posts actually outperformed their post. Actually trying to talk about the symbiotic relationship employers or organizational handles and the employee handles. So it's not just about me sharing their content, it's also about them sharing my content. And so between the two of us, we're able to have a much more robust conversation out in the world, because obviously I'm a human, and then they seem more human when they start to. It's a human behind the handle. Somebody has to be pushing buttons. Somebody has to write that copy. So it's not a faceless brand. Someone is behind it. And so it starts to provide a bit more of a halo when we both work together to amplify content and to share content and engage in conversations, versus just saying, oh, Ashley, like whatever it is, only on company content. That can go the other way and be very successful.
Yeah. Okay. So if somebody was interested in your company's services, where would they go?
Sure. You can go to Atlassian.com. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, and I am happy to talk you through. We have a number of, so you can try us out, and I'm happy to send you links or answer any questions.
What's your LinkedIn again?
My LinkedIn is Ashley Faus, Faus.
There you go. Okay. Thank you.